Good morning students and welcome back to my class. Today we will start a new chapter, Heredity and Evolution. Children, have you ever wondered why an elephant gives birth to only a baby elephant? Why not some other animal? Or why a mango seed forms a mango tree and why not some other plant? The reason is inheritance. Now, what is inheritance? The transmission of genetic traits from parents to the offspring is known as inheritance. Genes are present in long thread-like structure called chromosomes, and chromosomes are present in the nucleus of a cell and is responsible for carrying the genetic information. One very important point to remember, children. The offspring produced by sexual reproduction have the genetic information from both the parents. We all know that in sexual reproduction, fertilization takes place. And what is fertilization? Fusion of ova with sperm. So, the nucleus of ova and sperm carries the genetic information from mother and father respectively, which then get transferred to the offspring. Children, we all humans look similar. I mean to say, the basic body design of all human beings are same. Like we have one head, a pair of hands, a pair of legs, a pair of eyes, one nose and one mouth. But we all human beings are not exactly same in all aspects. For example, we have different hair color, different eye color, different shape of the nose and different physique. These differences are known as variation. We can define variation as the differences in the trait or characters among the individual of a species is called variation. Now you must be wondering, what does this word species mean? You must have studied about this word in your 9th class. Species is a group of individuals that can reproduce with each other. For example, cat and humans are the two different species. The cause of variation in an offspring produced by sexual mode of reproduction is the combination of two genes coming from two different individuals. An offspring gets half of its genes from its mother and half of its genes from its father. And this combination or mixing of two genes causes variation in an offspring. Now let us see how variation is caused in asexual reproduction. The organism at the top reproduces asexually to produce two daughter cells. One point to remember over here, children. Whenever a parent cell divides, it produces two copies of its DNA. Not only the DNA get copied, but also other cell organelles or cell apparatus also produces. And when a parent cell divides, these additional cell apparatus and copy of a DNA get transferred to the daughter cells. These two steps are common in both sexual mode of reproduction as well as in asexual mode of reproduction. The DNA or the genetic material that is transferred to an offspring or to any daughter cell is the copy of DNA of its parent cell. Children, the copying of the DNA is not 100% accurate, and copying of DNA produces a very minor or very subtle change. And hence, the DNA which is copied is same to its parent DNA but is not identical. That means वो रहेगा तो पेरेंट डीएनए के जैसा बट 100% सेम या आइडेंटिकल नहीं होता है. Let us understand this by an example. The organism at the top reproduces to produce two individuals. These two individuals are identical to its parent in the body shape, size and structure, but have subtle differences. See it over here. I have marked the differences with different color chalk. As you can see बेटा, ये दोनों इंडिविजुअल अपने पेरेंट की जैसे ही दिखते हैं. बॉडी शेप वही है, डिजाइन भी वही है, स्ट्रक्चर भी वही है, बट इनमें थोड़ा सा एकदम सटल चेंजेस है या डिफरेंसेस है अपने पेरेंट से. एंड दीज डिफरेंसेस आई हैव मार्क्ड विद डिफरेंट कलर्ड chalk. Now what happened, children? Each of them reproduces to give rise to two individuals which form the second generation. The second generation also has some changes or variation. The reason is same. Due to small inaccuracy in DNA copying, what happens? Subtle change or variation is produced. जब डीएनए कॉपी हो रहा होता है तो क्या होता है बेटा, उसमें सटल या बहुत माइनर चेंज आ जाता है जिसकी वजह से ये वेरिएशन प्रोड्यूस होते हैं. Now the individuals in the second generation have newly created differences as well as the differences that they inherited from first generation. See it over here. I have marked newly created differences with orange colored chalk and green colored chalk, whereas the pink part shows the variation which is inherited from its parent in first generation. Similarly, over here, yellow colored part area and pink colored area is a newly created variation, whereas the green colored part is the variation which these individuals inherited from its parent from first generation. This is how accumulation of variation take place during reproduction, whether it is asexual reproduction or whether it is sexual reproduction. Depending on nature of variations, different individuals have different advantages. For example, population of bacteria were living in a temperate water. Now what is temperate water? Temperate water has a moderate temperature, neither too hot nor too cold. Now what happens? The temperature of the water starts rising due to global warming. Because of the rise in the temperature, what happens? Most of the bacteria would die, while few variants of bacteria which has heat resistance will survive, reproduce and grow. So we can say that variation may provide better chances of survival. Secondly, variation is necessary for evolution. We all know that, children, human beings have evolved from ape because of variation. That's all for today, children. The remaining portion of the chapter we will going to cover in the coming videos. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.